Well, I mean, it's the dead of winter. Haven't been able to film too much. Snow on the ground. Um, just hasn't been that great out. But I could take an opportunity like this to talk about some things that I think gets asked kind of regularly. And that is, how do you mount your hard bodies? I mean, you have a Lexan body. If you really want, you just drill holes in it and run the body post through it and put on clips and Robert your mother's brother, and there you go. But I mean, that's not good enough for the scale world. You know, we like to try and make our trucks look as realistic as possible. So body clips and posts are not really an option, or are they? First truck I'm going to talk about here is I've got a G-Speed G3. It's got carbon steel rails. This truck's nice and heavy. It is not a competition crawler by any means, but it's got all the right stuff in all the right place. Flat skid, low center of gravity steering servo setup, and I've got this body mounted with body posts. And I'll show you here what I mean. And I'll just get that. There we go. Okay. Here comes the hard part. The back posts are a little tricky to navigate through. There we go. So what I have here, and this is probably one of the most common ways to mount a hard body with magnets, is with a body post. And as you can see here, right there is a 1/4 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/8 rare earth magnet. And so what we've got here is a magnet that is 1/2 inches wide right there, a 1/4 inch hole, which fits nicely over top of a body post top, and they're about 1/8 of an inch thick. You can find these on any online store really, and what you end up doing is you just glue one magnet onto the body post here like this. And as you can see, the top of the body post is sticking up just a little bit, and that really helps with aligning the body onto the post, because we have magnets on the other side of the body. I'll show you here. So you can see there, yes, there we are, magnets right there. There's a little bit of an indentation there where the body post will just snap right on there, and actually it works pretty well. What I like to do in a situation like this, using this kind of setup, is I will first glue this magnet on. Get all these glued on so that they're nice and secure. Let that dry overnight. And then I will put the other magnet on top of there. And then I will put a little bit of glue on top of the magnet, the two stacked together. And then you just set your body down on top. This is going to snap together because they're magnets, of course. But you set your body on top, you get it positioned where you want it before the glue dries, and you just walk away, let it dry. And what you end up with is a body mount that is nice and secure. Like can I hold this with just the body? I can, look at that. So there you go. Rare earth magnets are really, really strong. So you definitely want to be careful with them because they will snap together. They can pinch your fingers. If they collide hard enough, they will actually shatter. So protect your eyes. But they are strong and they work really, really well. Next off, I've got my Traxxas TRX4 with a very heavy Range Rover Sport body on it. And I've got this held on with what is called 3M Dual Lock. Let's see if I can get it to focus on it right there. Come on now. No, it just wants to focus on my face. That's unfortunate. Anyhow, this stuff is like Velcro 2.0. If Velcro got NASA to the moon, that's my dog Pippin. If Velcro got NASA to the moon, 3M Dual Lock will get astronauts to Mars. Like, this stuff is that strong. It is basically the same concept as Velcro, like the hook and latch thing, but this stuff has very rigid hooks and it just bonds to each other. It snaps together. And I actually, when I was taking this body off of my TRX4 to make this video, I pulled the glue off of the chassis where I've got these held on, because it just sticks to each other. It sticks to itself so well. It is great stuff, but more used in an application where the body's not going to come off. Like you put this on there, and if you use, like, these are about 1 inch by 1.5 inches in 4 spots, like, it is on there. It is on there really hard. Like I said, I pulled some of my mounting strips off, just taking the body off. I'll have to fix that later on. But it works great. It works really great. And as I'll show you in the next clip, you can use it in a number of ways, in a combination of ways. Next up, I've got my Northwest Scalar Design V2 TRX4. And I've got this mounted in a combination of ways. I've got 3M dual lock on the front here, underneath, on body posts. And on the back, I mean, it looks terrible. It's definitely a function over form setup, but I've got magnets in there holding the back end on. And I'll show you what I mean, how you can use a combination of magnets and mounting strips to get this to work. Holy cow, these magnets are strong. There we go. So, start with the body first. I've had this body on a couple of different trucks. And so luckily the location of the 3M dual lock that I've got on there is, you know, it's worked well enough for all of them. And on the back, I've got these rare earth magnets that I got off of Amazon. They're just basically a strip. I think they're about 1/4 inch wide, 2 inches long, 2.5 inches long, and 1/8 of an inch thick. Again, 2 of them stacked together, glued on either end, one on the body, one on the truck, and you're locked down. And this is what it looks like on the truck here. So there you are. On the front here is the 3M dual lock. And I've just got this glued to a piece of aluminum flat bar plate that I've got glued to the body posts that are mounted on the front here on these body mounting 3D printed strips here. And on the back, again, just aluminum flat bar glued to some body posts to these mounting locations. And here you can see the other rare earth magnet right there. And like I said, this holds the body on pretty well. I don't think I will try to pick up the body by just, or the truck by just the body, because this one is not as secure as 4 magnets or 4 pieces of 3M dual lock mounted strategically around the truck. So again, this works well for this truck though. Not the most pretty setup, pretty application, but for a truck that has the look of a competition crawler but is not, it works fine. It does the job. And lastly, probably my favorite way to mount a hard body. I think this is the proper way to do it. 1, it is on there, it is secured by screws and is not going anywhere. And 2, it also helps support, you know, creators, builders in our hobby who make parts that we buy and enjoy, and helps keep our hobby going. What I've got here is my SSD Trail King with a big RC 4-wheel drive Blazer body on it. And the way I've got this one held on is with body mount sliders from, I think they're IERC. And I like these a lot because they offer a little bit of adjustability in case you gotta get the wheel well spacing just right on your wheelbase there. And they also provide a nice flat slider for the truck to crawl over rocks. That's what we do. So just bear with me here for a second. I'm going to turn the camera around and I will show you how these come on and what they look like. See if we can get this to work here. These use the standard mounting location on RC 4-wheel drive bodies. I've got just little M3, I think they're grub screws, to go through the body into the body mounting post. I'm going to try and take the body off here so you can have a look. I've got them kind of tightened all the way in so I can just kind of snap the body off here, get it past the, this is not going to work. I gotta go more. It's delicate. Just turn it in more. There we go. Again on this side. I'm always so worried about breaking these things. Put so much time and effort into it. And But of course you want to go out and play with it too. So there we go. That's that side off. And oh, I've got the on-off switch for my ESC held on with more 3M dual lock. I love that stuff. There we go. Okay, body's off. And now you can see, I can get this right here. All right, here we are. So, all right, that is what those sliders look like. They just mount to, let's get that out of the way. Mount to the frame rail like that. 3D printed block on here that gets screwed onto the bottom and those locations there. And then the grub screw, just a 3M grub screw goes into the 3D printed block here, which secures your body on. And I've also got more rare earth magnets on there too. Pippin, you're bouncing the camera, sweetheart. All right, well, show must go on. And yeah, that's really crooked, but that's okay. It's held on. So there you have it. I think this is the best way to do it. I think, like I said, it supports creators in our hobby, our industry. It holds the body on securely. There's no chance that it's going to come off in a rollover. And looks cool too. And it's functional, function and form. What more could you ask for? There you have it. Different ways you can mount your RC hard body. So easy, even a dog could do it. Isn't that right, Pippin? Yes, you could do it too. So I hope that helps. Maybe that answers some questions and gives you a little bit of inspiration on how to, go ahead with your project. And I hope you're all having a good time out there and having fun.